recent study by mobile marketing company URL Genesis, or Genius, I beg your pardon, has found that YouTube and TikTok track users' personal data more than any other social media apps. These apps are said to be tracking your online search history, location as well, to serve you relevant ads, but in some cases, it's hard to say what happens with that data that's collected by third-party trackers. So let's get you a sense of what else we need to know, bring in experts on how we can protect the privacy and safety of social media users. We're joined now by Junaid Kleinschmidt, who is an AI and advanced analytics specialist at Altron Systems Integration. Great to have you on the program, sir. Thanks very much indeed for speaking to us. Let's put this in layman's terms. What exactly is TikTok and YouTube doing with people's personal data that they may not be aware of?
Good morning and thanks for having me. So effectively, these social media giants or tech giants have been collecting customer data for decades. What they are doing is that they are building customer profiles using your data, your location data, even the contacts on your mobile device to effectively personalize content, ads that are more targeted and hyper-personalized.
Sure. I mean, on the face of it, people might be asking, why is that a problem? I mean, if there are things I'm interested in and there are products I may be looking to get anyway, why would targeted advertising in this case be potentially dangerous?
Because we don't know the decisions that are made by these AI-based algorithms that support targeting, right? A good example of that is that today there is an AI-based algorithm that takes a picture image as input and it outputs your sexual orientation, determining what you are. And this is just pure computer science, no medical, no genealogy, no basis for these type of things. So yes, on the one hand, you've got things that are more personalized to you as an individual, but the other hand, you don't know what decisions are being done behind this. A good example is that we've uncovered an internal document that TikTok has where they actually downgrade your content if they perceive you to be disabled, ugly, poor. In fact, if you've got cracks on your wall, if you've got a crooked smile, they actually downgrade your content. So we don't know what the basis for these decisions and algorithms are that are done by these tech giants.
Wow. The obvious question then becomes what we can do about it. But before we get there, I've often been told that when you use something for free, just know that you are the product. You are how that platform is making their money. With that in mind, I mean, how much of an outrage really that this is what's happening?
100%. I mean, it's like people go to the malls and they use the free Wi-Fi. What they don't know is they are actually collecting your data. They are passing this data to data exchanges, and they're actually selling your data, whether it's anonymized or not, all in the context of monetizing your data, you as an individual.
Sure. I wonder what, ordinary people, at least in South Africa's context, can do. I mean, the information regulator has been at work trying to explain the regulations or the amendments that have been made to the POP here around when you can actually share someone's personal information. Do you reckon regulations like that have any impact on the kind of, recourse that we have in this country?
Yes, I definitely believe that Papaya does have that type and support that type of recourse. As an example, you as an individual can make a data subject request to any of these providers, your telco providers, etc., and effectively request them to provide you all the data that they have about you as an individual. And you can even request that they delete all of those data points about you. So yes, the legislation does support in terms of recourse and protecting privacy of citizens.
Yeah, but what this also opens us up to is a conversation around the hold or lack thereof that governments around the world have on these multinational conglomerates. I mean, there had always been concerns around, for instance, the work that Facebook is doing to ensure that its platform is not used for, dodgy dealings, as it were. From your expert opinion, to what extent are we winning that battle? Our ability to hold these platforms accountable for instances where they are found to be doing what they shouldn't.
That's an interesting point. I mean, Facebook was actually sued at the end of 2020 interestingly, for turning on the camera when people use Instagram. So you there scrolling through your feed, what they've actually been doing is turning on, using AI facial recognition to actually infer how you are reacting to their ads or your feeds. And Facebook has been in quite a lot of hot heat. In fact, they've even got a patent that will let them infer your emotions based on how you are typing on your phone. So whether you're typing hard, frivolous, slow, they try to infer what emotion you are and actually use that when you post certain content, the text, they would then adapt that text based on the emotion that they feel you're feeling. And they've been taken to task for various other things, but I think it's a continuous thing with new regulation that needs to be adopted and passed to hold these global tech giants account.
Fascinating. Thanks very much indeed for that knowledge. Hopefully that's empowering in one way or the other. Junaid Klingschmidt is an AI and advanced analytics specialist with Altron Systems Integration. Once again, thanks very much indeed for speaking to us.